welcome back, Mzansi, to African Farming. On Dineo's farm, we learned that in order to grow a farming enterprise, you have to commit to it 100%. I personally was so inspired by the fact that Dineo learns constantly about farming through reading. We've invited some familiar faces and experts in agriculture to give us all advice. Our guests in studio are Cobus Toit from John Deere, Keneilwe Nailana from Standard Bank, Sylvester Lubambo from Lemang, and Dr. Thapelo Makae from Elanco. Finding a market for our product is critically important. We heard that Dineo had to, at one point, resort to outsourcing to meet her obligations. She is doing really well at the moment. Sylvester, let me start with you. What is the importance of offtake agreements and how do we navigate around them?
Offtake agreements assist you to secure the market. That's one. But also one produces enough already to supply to the market, so there's no wastage. However, one will always have to make sure that you secure reputable off-takers, because it's one thing taking the product, but it's also another thing in paying whatever is due to you. If it's not a reputable supplier, one will struggle to get the money. And you know that normally your off-takers or any supplier takes between 30 to 60 days to pay, and it goes back to your cash flow. It affects your cash flow because in the interim, while we haven't received no money, you need to be talking to your lenders that they at least assist. So yeah, for one to really look at off-takers, one needs to make sure that it is reputable off-takers.
We know that biosecurity is critically important, especially in the poultry and pork industries. Dineo specifically chatted to me about this issue when I visited her. Now, Dr. Tubbs, how can we successfully implement biosecurity measures and why is it so important?
So I would want to just quickly recap on what is biosecurity. I think it's important for biosecurity, first and foremost, you try to stop diseases coming into your farm. And malwetse ao eloring akahara plasia, how you try to prevent them from leaving your farm. So basically you contain. So with biosecurity, it's important for farmers to know that, once they decide to go get another animal, or if they bring chickens in, or whatever the case may be, they need to be able to quarantine the animals first before they can, mix them with the already existing animals on the farm. The farmers need to be aware of is the fencing, so that, the animals just don't roam in and out of the farm. The gate needs to be proper so that, people don't just drive in and out of the farm. In that way, you're preventing diseases coming in and you're preventing diseases going out of the farm. So it's a very extensive topic, but just in a nutshell, you try by all means to quarantine the animals before you mix them with your already existing animals.
Dineo dreams big and she is planning on aggressively expanding her operation in the years to come. At the center of this is financial planning. Keneilwe, what advice do you have for farmers who are looking into expanding?
With expansion is why. Why are you doing it? Have you identified a market or a market gap, or are you expanding because your neighbor is expanding, you don't want to be left out? Because for whatever reason you are doing it, expansion is money. That is a fact. Therefore, you need in-depth planning. Do your homework. Understand the value chain that you want to get into. You must know who are the role players, right? How does the market look like? And coming to what Sylvester has said, you're going to need capital. It takes money, as I've said. So you're going to need working capital. You're going to need some capital requirements, maybe for buying land, if you are buying land, or processing plant. And if you're exporting, you're also going to need some trade finance to support you. That is why you need a reliable financial partner to walk with you this journey. And in expansion, remember, there's also horizontal and vertical, really. So you must decide where are you going. With horizontal, you are doing more of the same thing that we've been doing. And with vertical, there you are adding value. It's more like processing. So do we have those skills? Because now you're not going to only need technical skills, you need also financial skills. So that's where the financial partner is very important if you're going to go for that.
Dineo is now embarking on a more elaborate mechanization journey, considering investment in her own machinery. Many farmers see the value in mechanization and how it can improve their operations. Cobus, what would you recommend, and especially for a farmer with mixed operations?
Lindy, thank you very much. Yes, obviously, when we look at mechanization, it is important that you get the correct solution partner there. That is important because that is at the end, your partner in your business, like Sylvester shared with us earlier, that carry the worry in your daily operations, and that makes it important. So that mechanization leg of your business is expensive. So it's important. The planning around what horsepower on the farm, because biggest is not always the best. It is the solution that will work on my farm. If we need to create additional legs, like we said, when we want to diversify, we need to make sure that I've got my power unit, my tractor, but I can do more than one operation within my operations on my farm. So one thing. And the other thing, when it gets to crunch time, the timing is important. That solution partner need to be able to support me with aftermarket, parts, service, and operator training. Also make sure that my operator is aware of how to use this equipment in the right fashion, and to give you the benefit of that product that you put into your solution mix.
Let's get some final thoughts. Let me start with you because you're right next to me, Cobus.
Lindy, thank you very much. I would say mechanization is a big step. So it's important that you make sure you get a reputable partner that understands the full spectrum of your business. That is your seasons, your crop, and then as well have the ability to get your equipment running during season if there is any challenges. So the main line, and like our panel friends here discussed it earlier as well, make sure you work with a strategic, reputable partner.
Very important.
Thank you.
Dr. Tubbs?
Yeah, so I think one takeaway message is that we need to remember, especially for the emerging farmers, is biosecurity. The importance of biosecurity is the importance of having a proper fencing around. That goes in line with what we've been talking about, just planning your operations from the gate right until your books. So planning, very important. Biosecurity, very important.
Keneilwe, what are your final thoughts?
My advice to the farmers out there would be to manage your costs. You can consider expanding backwards, which is planting your own yellow maize and mixing your own feed. So somehow it will help you to manage your costs and maximize your profit.
All right. But Sylvester,
Kulum,
Smamel.
I'll say, although an off-taker is a good thing for a small farmer, it can also work to a farmer's disadvantage uma ingakwazi deliver. However, it is always good to have relationships with other farmers around you, so that whatever you produce, if there's a farmer next to you that can feed into that contract, we are able to have those negotiations.
Well, thank you so much to our panel of experts for joining us in studio today. Mzansi, I hope you enjoyed the show. We wish Farmer Dineo well as she strives to grow her egg business tenfold. Engage with us on our social media platforms via #AfricanFarming, and you can find us on our website, africanfarming.com. Join us again next week. And Mzansi, do remember, we farm better together.